Hello YouTubes, welcome back to Grim Weird and Zombie Steve's playthrough of Enigmatica 2 Expert Mod Pack for Minecraft 1.12. And so we sort of have done a lot since the last episode, not a lot, but we wanted to, as I said at the end of the last episode, we wanted to get our animal farm going, get some pink slime to open up our tools. So we wanted to get all this industrial engineering stuff done, the mob slaughter factory, and the animal feeder and the animal baby separator, and get all that stuff going. And then I also realized, of course, I would want power for it out there. So I went ahead and worked on the solar generator and the advanced solar generator, so we made those. And then I realized I'd need to wire everything up out there, and so I thought it was about time, now that we have a compressor from Industrial Craft 2, we can now make this stuff, so we might as well open up the gate to network cable. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So the network cable, what do we need here? Alright, so let's well make the blue network cables. So what we were waiting on was the compressor from Industrial Craft 2 to make these lapis plates, and we got that a couple episodes ago. So we're going to make, I'm going to go ahead and double up that recipe and make 64 cables. And then we've got a choice reward. I just made a bunch of cables, so I don't need those. The connectors are pretty easy to make. Let me see what it takes to make the controllers. Controllers are nickel plates and redstone, this, that, and the other thing. And basic machine casings. I don't want to use up all my basic machine casings. They're too hard to make, but they do cost a lot of iron. So let's go ahead and take controllers, because I'm going to need at least one to get my animal ranch and pink slime farm going. And that means that we will need to build some connectors, which means we need some dense gold plates. So let's see, I did make some ahead. I knew we would need some, but I didn't remember how many. So we're going to need a total of 18 because we want to double this up. So I'm going to need 4 more. So we'll go grab that. And then we will, that was in the compressor, I believe it was, I assume. Yes, in our trusty compressor. This thing gets a lot of work. So we got a couple of those. I also had to run out and mine some more osmium and some more lapis, so it reminded me that at some point I'm actually going to have to take a look at getting some automated mining going, because we're starting to eat a lot of resources. Before now, just my normal wandering around was good enough to keep us fed on ores and stuff, but now we're getting into things where we're actually chugging through resources at a reasonable pace, and so we're going to want to see if we can set up something don't exactly know what's available here and what's efficient and what's easy to get to. So I'll have to look into that. So that's going to be on the agenda for the future. While we were doing this, I have been continuing to feed latex over here. So every once in a while I come over here, throw some buckets in there, click them on through. Right over here, click them on through. My inventory is getting all filled up, but you get the point. So this has been going on, and I should have connected these and automated them somehow or whatever, but we're just now making our Xnet pipes, and I tried those on my trial worlds that I was playing before I decided I wanted to do a series on this, and I like the Xnet stuff. It took me a minute to figure it out, but I did like it. So let's see, we get that? We got all the stuff we needed there. So we got 4 connectors. I think we're going to need more than that. We're going to want, I think I am going to want more than that. So I'm going to pause. Well, let's actually go ahead and, since I'm going to need to fix my inventory anyway, let's go ahead and open up some of these loot boxes that we've unlocked here. So we got that. Industrial Foregoing. We made one of these, an animal feeder. ME Dent Smart Cable, purple. That's good, because I'm going to hopefully get into applied energistics real soon, because my inventory is turning into a hot mess. And what else did we get? We made the animal baby separator, so we get a chest for that. Purple crystal shulker box. Those are sort of nice. They're a nice big iron chest. I think they keep inventory when you break them. In fact, I think it's even, let's see, I think you can even put stuff in them. Yeah, so when I pick up the stone, you'll see the little yellow plus sign come over there, and you can right click to add it. So not only does it hold stuff when it's broken and in your inventory like a backpack would, but unlike the backpack where you have to open it to put anything in it, you can just drop stuff right in it. So that's a handy little thing. And if you do have it placed somewhere and you need to pick it up and move it, it keeps all of its stuff. So I'll take one of those. What else do we got? We got... Now I did make this mob crusher, so we got, let's see, mob crusher. We got one of those, and so I just wanted to point out that in this mod pack, it says that the mob imprisonment tool is required for the mob crusher. That's for the reward. I don't actually have to make this. It uses up 4 ender pearls and a gas tier. I didn't have a gas tier on me yet, although it should be easy to get now with my laser gun. But you don't have to have that. As long as you've got all the machines to make all the components, you can skip ahead. I just won't get credit for it and won't get my loot chest for it until I clear this mob imprisonment tool. So the next time I go to the nether, I will shoot a ghast, get a tier, and clear that up. So let's see, we got our things. I'm going to pause our episode here for a second and do a jump cut, and I'm going to make a few more connectors for our Xnet network out at the cattle ranch and clean up my inventory and make sure I have everything I need, and then we can go set that up. Be right back. Alright, I think I've about got everything we need to get our cattle ranch going. One thing I needed was some storage, so this thing is going to make meat fluid and pink slime fluid. So I went ahead and made us some stone drums and then upgraded those to iron drums. So that gives us another couple loot boxes here. see what kind of goodies we get. A random animal spawning egg. Cool. 8 of them. Interesting. And cow in a jar. How appropriate. So, I think I got everything I need here. We got the mob slaughter factory, which is going to kill him. We got the animal baby separator, which is only going to kill the babies so that we don't kill the entire herd. We got the animal feeder, which is going to keep them breeding. The mob slaughter factory is going to feed out meat and slime into the 2 iron drums. We got an advanced solar generator to power them. We got connectors and a controller and network cable to connect all this together in a network. We got range add-ons to make the animal baby separator cover our entire fenced-in enclosure, and the animal feeder cover our entire enclosure. This is the one thing I'm not sure about. I'm still not exactly sure what these all incorporate. I mean, it adds +9, but I'm not exactly sure how the math works. Probably because I don't know what the base is already, whether it's 3x3 or what. But we'll figure it out. I might have to come back and get different range add-ons if these aren't appropriate, but I think those are the right ones. That's my best guess anyhow. Now the one thing, I did try this Xnet stuff on my trial worlds, and the one thing that confused me is that the controller sort of controls everything. So it's the one that tells everything where all of the power and items and liquids go. And obviously when we hook it up to the solar generator, we're going to have the solar generator power this network, and the controller needs power. All fine and good. The thing that I didn't quite catch is that you can't set up the solar generator to supply power to the controller unless the controller has power to do it. So it takes power to prime the controller to then set it up to receive power from something else. So I'm going to take my nuclear RTG over there. We will set it up against the controller, get the controller programmed, and have the controller start pulling power from the advanced solar generator, and then we can pick the plutonium RTG back up and take it home with us, I think. So let us go. And it's night, so we will sleep real quick. So there it is, our cow ranch. Whoa, and we got a creeper. I'm not wearing my slime boots anymore. I gotta remember that. Watch my step a bit better. Alright, so this is where we're setting up shop. And let's see. So the first thing we're going to do is the animal feeder is going to go here. So let's see if I can remember how that goes. Is it facing the right direction? Yes, I believe it is. So then with the Xnet network, everything has to be attached to the pipes by a connector. But you can share connectors. So let's see, I didn't want to do that. So I think we're going to put the connector or the controller of this little network that we're going to set up right here. And then we can put a connector here. So this will cover both of them. And then I don't think I'm going to run it underground. I think I'm going to run it above ground. I might come back later and fence in a bit more just to keep creepers away from blowing up my stuff. But I think for simplicity's sake, we're just going to run this. Oops. We're going to run this along here. probably take this out. Run it around the corner. And let's see, over here, before I figure out what I'm doing here, let's see, this is going to be where the mob slaughterer goes. So we're going to do this and this. And then on the inside, it's going to be where the baby separator goes. So we're going to go, oops, and it's pointing the wrong direction, I think. Oh, no, it isn't. Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. So one of the things these machines will do is when you click on them, this little white snowball looking thing, show working area, will highlight the working area. And so what this mob slaughter is going to do is it's going to slaughter anything in this 1 by 1 by 3 area, and it's going to turn it into liquid meat and liquid slime. And so that looks good. We're just going to suck all the baby animals into that spot and they will die immediately. So we can turn that off. And then this guy, the separator, do that. And now currently it is only doing this 1 by 1 area, so we need to put a range add-on in that so that it covers our whole field. And I hope this is the right size. We shall see. Yes. Nice. Does that cover everything? Perfect. Just like I know what I'm doing. So now any baby animals that appear in this area will get sucked through the fence and will meet their untimely demise to the mob slaughter factory. So we can turn that off. Oops. So that's good to go. It just needs power. We're going to need to, we'll set up everything here shortly. Let's make sure we have everything working and going right. So here's our animal feeder. Again, we're going to show the working area. Currently it's just in front. And then, so the thing I don't understand, so I'm looking at an area of, here's the middle. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm adding 6 on either side, or a total of 13 by 13, I think, on the inside, something like that. So why does a range plus 9 add-on work? I think that confused me at first. It still confuses me. The only reason I know it works is because that's how I made it in my test world. Alright, so animal feeder, we now have that, and it looks like it is covering the whole herd. So that will now attempt to breed anything that has ability to do so. You put food in here, so I brought some wheat and some hay bales that I'll break down into wheat to fill that up. So it needs power. Speaking of power, we got our solar generator here. I think we want to put that right there. No. Because I think it likes to do its thing through this green spot. And that green spot apparently likes to face me when I put it down. There we go. I'm trapped. It's a multi-block structure, so it does have a reasonably large footprint. I think it's 2 by 2 off the ground. So if that causes a problem, you can lift it up in the air and run a pipe up to it. But the nice thing here is I think I can get away with only using one connector for all 3 of these. If we take a look at, this, it is showing the solar generator, the animal feeder, and the controller so far on this network. That all looks good. But what we can also see here is no power, 0 of 100,000. Even though it is currently hooked up to this advanced solar generator, and the solar generator has 80,000. This has none. This confused the crap out of me because you can't set up the network until you juice this bad boy. So we're going to put this here. That will now feed this. And now we can set up the network, and once we feed up the network, we can direct the solar generator to power the controller and take this home with us. So important safety tip. You need power to get power in your network. So for here, I think we are going to have to go underground to hit a connector on our baby animal separator. And we're going to have to use a couple connectors there. So let's see, how do I want to do this? In the right spot? No. Okay, so we'll come in through the bottom of there. And through the bottom of there. I sort of need these to be separated, so I'm going to have to use two connectors. Doink. And then I will back out of here. Oops, we'll crouch, get that coming and that coming. And that like that. That like that. We'll come up out of there like we know what we're doing. And away we go. And yeah, in between episodes, I'm going to come back out here and throw a bit more gate around this, a bit more fence around this. I like to keep creepers like 3 or 4 away from anything I don't want them to blow up, just in case they sneak up on me, like right now when it's starting to turn dark and I haven't been paying attention. So, and I actually have some fence on me, so I'll get that out to remind me. Or just do it now. So something about like that. Just sort of limit my exposure a bit. I might stretch it out a bit further, but that's probably good enough for now. So now I'm going to pull out of bed and sleep so that we don't get too interrupted by monsters. And then we will try and get this thing working. So we should have everything going now. We've got power to this, which allows us to set up a network. We're going to make a channel. We're going to call this Xnet Energy. You can click through this and have a variety of different ones. You can use items and fluids and etc. So the first channel we want to set up going through these pipes is Xnet Energy. We're going to hit create. When there's a V here, that means it's checked to enable processing on this channel. I'm going to uncheck that just so that I'm not firing stuff off until I'm sure I got the channel set up right. It's color-coded yellow, so I'm going to want energy to come from, so we're going to insert versus extract. We're going to extract power from the solar generator, and then we are going to create an insert to the animal baby separator. And we're going to create insert into the animal feeder. We're going to create insert into the mob slaughter factory, and we're going to create insert into the block controller. Next, we are going to want to remember to, I don't think these actually need to be part of the network. Sure, let's do that. And I'm going to go ahead and put them underground just so that I can I'm going to put them here, mostly just to conserve connectors. So now I'm sharing connectors here. Yeah, so that'll work out fine. The other problem I had when I tested this out was just getting, we got two fluids coming out of here, and getting the right fluid in the right barrel took me a hot minute. So now we've got the two barrels. We're going to have one barrel be liquid meat and another be pink slime. And those now have connectors because they're sharing one with the mob slaughter factory. And there they are. They don't need power though. So let's go ahead and set up an Xnet fluid. Oops, dang it. Xnet fluid, shift left click went back. We're going to create that. I'm going to check it off for right this moment. And then we're going to go from the mob slaughter factory. We're going to create an extract. And we're going to go create and insert into these two guys. And there are filters and things here which I rate things, and there's a variety of things you can do. I haven't gotten that into this. This is going to be like the third thing that I set up. The second time I've set up this. But I think that's going to work fine for us. We don't have any items in this. We don't have anything else going on. I don't have enough food or an automatic food generator to keep it going, so I'll just throw a bunch of wheat in there and see how far we get. I don't need a ton of pink slime and a ton of meat right now. I just want enough to move on to the next, through the next gates. So I'm going to go here and turn this on. And I can hear my Mekanism advanced solar generator humming, so I know that things are pulling power. I'm going to leave this one turned off. What I'm going to do is let some fluids build up in the mob slaughter factory and take one bucket of each and put them in there so that it primes which bucket is which. But now that things are running, I should be able to send that back to our base. And we should be good to go. And now this thing should be getting all its power from the solar generator. When I set this up before, I did check, and it does have enough between this 100,000 that it's got buffered here and 80,000 that it's got buffered here. It seemed to have enough to last through the night without, crashing and burning. So is everything set? I believe everything is set. Let me turn off the show work area there. Let me put some food in there. Let me put lots of food in there. Alright, so we got food. Let me check and see everything's got power. 50,000 to 50,000. Good, good. 50,000 to 50,000. Good, good. 50,000 to 50,000. So everything's got power. We got our range add-ons on. I think everything's good to go here. So that's checked and going. So everything has power. Alright, so why isn't it starting? So probably what's going on is the animal feeder will only feed animals up to 36 in its area. So my guess at what's going on right now is that I probably have more than 36 cows. It looks like I probably do. So it's target practice time. So we're going to thin the herd until we see them start breeding, or until I'm thinking that maybe I'm wrong and something else is a problem. We got to be getting close. This looks like we're getting down near a reasonable number of cows. Let's see, we'll kill just a couple more. Aha, there they go, hearts. So now we've gotten down below the minimum side, and I can also see the babies being sucked in. So here you can see the babies being sucked in, and they die immediately to the mob slaughter factory. Poor things. This is so gruesome. So we're feeding, we're making babies, the babies are getting sucked into the mob slaughter factory. I have not turned on the fluid channel, so we got slime generating here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prime our barrels since we got 2 of them. I'm going to pick up some of that, and I'm going to place it in 1 barrel. So what happened the last time I did this was that when I turned it on, both barrels turned into liquid meat, and neither barrel was pink slime, and that sort of confused it and freaked it out. So by making one of them a pink slime bucket, now hopefully if I go turn this on, they won't both be pink slime buckets, because I didn't seem like I could get the liquid meat out of there with a bucket. I might have to select it or something. Alright, and so liquid meat went into that drum. So we're set up. This is empty, so things are pumping out. We got 1,520 millibuckets there, so about 1.5 buckets. And over here we got 950. And I don't know what our runtime is like. We might be going over today, but I want to show you what all this is about. All this is about is we need pink slime to open RF tools and to do some things in RF tools. And pink slime you get by taking some of that stuff, putting it in a hole, and waiting until a pink slime comes. So these, after anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes, a pink slime will jump out of it. They're the little ones. I don't think they actually do damage to you. They're fast, so they bounce and jump around quite a lot. But they come out and they drop pink slime. I am now up to luck 3 on my pistol here, so that's good. They were dropping anywhere from I think 0 to 2 when I did this before without any luck. And I was getting more like 1 to 3 I think when I had luck 3 on my weapon. And if you don't have luck 3 on your weapon yet, of course you can always zap. You can always hit them with your, if you have a luck mining pick or a luck hammer, that'll work. These little slimes, they only have 1 hit point, so anything you hit them with will kill them pretty easy. So actually, we can just let me sleep real quick, do a last double check to make sure everything's working the way I think it should work. Check and make sure that this does burn through the wheat pretty quick, which is why I've been stealing all the wheat I see from all of the villages I've been going to. Oh yes, we got plenty of wheat left. We've used up probably looks like 34, and so We got plenty of power in the solar generator buffer, plenty of power in the controller buffer. These are 256 bucket drums, iron drums, so I got plenty of room there. More than I'll probably ever need. Everything's powered, everything's working good. I think we're in business. The other thing I was going to try to remember to do is, now that I have brown magic from Osglow glass on my excavator, I'm going to set it to teleport me to that spot. And I'm going to double check to make sure it works. Boink. And so now I can go downstairs, I can go upstairs, I can go cattle ranch. I love me some brown magic. Alright, we're golden. I might come back and extend this fence to this line, or I might just end the video here and do it right now. Again, just to make sure that creepers don't get too close to any of my machines. We're breeding again, so we can take one last big look at this. You can see the cows, the baby animals just get sucked right in. And there we go. We'll collect some experience. So the other thing I'm probably going to do here is, what I might do is then dig some stairs down here and actually make a mob farm underneath this, running off of the same solar generator, and put my spawner there. Now the spawner will only spawn when I'm relatively close, but in the darks other things will spawn as well, and I don't have to sit there and kill things, it'll just kill things for me. So I might set that up in an episode or two. But yeah, we are good to go. The only other thing I wanted to check is to make sure that my laser gun sent some pink slime to my trap here. Let's see. Boom, we got 3 pink slime from that 1 pink slime that we killed. So we are in business. And that completed our gate. So we are in Industrial Foregoing, and we have completed this. And pardon me while I cough. And now we can see what we got. Here we are. Chicken curry. Sounds delicious. So we got stuff going on here. We're doing good. Range add-on +1. So I can make one of those real quick. That's nice and cheap. Cobblestone and a couple plastic, and that will give us another one. Another loot chest, and we will be well on our way to moving on to RF tools and then thermal foundation. Checking to see if I have any plastic up here, which I do not, so a +1 range add-on. I do have plastic here. I just need this. Doing this real quick just to show you guys what we get from the loot chest, because if I were watching this and considering whether I wanted to play this or following along at home, and while I played it also, I'd want to see what people were getting in the loot chests. Coco Bolo doors. Those doors do look sort of nice, I think, maybe. They're pretty red. But yeah, not anything extremely useful. So I'm going to eat a BLT. Alright, that is our episode. Made a lot of progress there. I need to remember to pick up my nuclear thing slap it back on my press. Otherwise, the next time I go to press, it won't work, and I'll be like, oh my God, what's going on? And start panicking. So now that's back. And we remembered to set up our teleportation to out here. So I can come back and I can expand the fence a little bit to protect our stuff. And I will be bucketing this out as we get buckets and killing more pink slime so that I have enough pink slime to do the crafting I need to do. And that is that. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you again next time.